and there were conversations about who would lead the caucus. Adabaka again at that time came with a list of names and engaged the MPs who were going to be led by those people. When they came with those names, there were counter names from within the caucus. Now what happens is, with that engagement, the people who had counter nominations stood up and were heard. They gave the reasons.
That's Sam George trying to expose the NDC leadership as long as John Dramani Mahama is concerned. And then me wakwaba me be mount the breakdown na a critical analysis when it comes to the NDC internal political affairs. Your friend this year me about the reason shows. So said this is the first time I will show me show now. Mr. Follow us on Facebook. Why? Would you just click the link now? A follow. Now call YouTube to and subscribe. My like and share or comments and fabra. This is the platform one. You be analysis. You to know we are coming to get involved when it comes to our national policies, and we need to discuss it with the default of insult, and you be critical. You be analysis. It is now. Maybe about the reason why the NDC leadership John Mahama name General Asiedu Nketia John Asiedu Nketia Asiedu Nketia di animu na the enti omo yes ano in any political party biano there is a reason for any move. Na said the Sam George now or expose the leadership of the NDC no maybe about the reason in history. And until John Mahama and the leadership what is Asiedu Nketia ne Fifi Kwete the secretary general secretary omo yes ano and 3 days in yama updates na yama the entire nipa no and the supporters no omo ya agitated omo bu afu yi ne nyina ne say every politics bia no there's a fashion there's a breakup and I say there's a team a party bia until on the issue of the NDC no now me checks me nyama kakra my research amaye based on 2024 election with all possible means send this winning power. Without possible means send this winning power. So your friend what this I will say stay tuned here, share the page. What you share page you know follow us why. We need the numbers and you still muchiche free so as we catch us then we here. Opinion to the game for a while and I know what time it is. And we are going to learn. We educate ourselves when it comes to politics. And now Yen Shas here, every baby Sam George, NDC, or making a statement to the say leadership of the NDC, the current administration, and I said the national executives, they do the parliament. Kwame Mofasua, Haruna, and Muntaka, or Mapambo, interested. But now, the National Executive Council of the NDC, Edwin Ababe replacing Haruna Idrisu, which is Kelso Ba Atuforsen, where a member of parliament for Ajumako Enyan Esiem constituency since 2013 to 2009. Since 2009 now, Atuforsen Wabede MP. Since 2013, Wabede deputy finance minister. Na Yanshadie. Share Atuforsen. Ushani age no between up to 45 years. So, analysis now, in the strategy of the NDC coming 2024, there's all means say John Dramani Mahama and the Panibia target say or you corrupt or incompetent, but they are setting and munyanphobia so what chomo better a ben but now offer to say Atuforsen of the central region and 2024 election, I'm making it here today on my show, say the battleground is going to be the western and then the central region. The reason is, now, one will say we hear the front line of the NDC, no, majority dominator, no, the northern parts, dominated party, no, front liners, no, Ghana politics, whether you like it or not, Ghana politics, no, a better answer you go away with the region, the tribes, and where you from. A better answer go for Sadin. It we had the NDC party for now. I know Kasaya or not dominating the northern parts, not dominating or party him by here. John Dramani Martin say who strategy no say as I say omutimi bring it the Western and then Central no more closer to party no, so that the 2024 election no be easy among with battling the MPP. That's the first reason. Me making you say translate or another snapes me boa. I heard the reason show. Yeah, I'm like page you know what shama and what followers what follow page na my. Share John Dramani Mani and then Mahama Tanase no one NDC, which is the Syrian Tanase, the leadership on. Omo say we need to make a move. But move na be LC making no. As I see making sure say yet involve the youth of Ghana in our daily politics. What we a strategy ne krom na no hye but hwade ato forcing what the central region. Now the battlegrounds medical culture say 2024 no ebeka ko gina the western region and then the central. Ehon no e no be the promising land. Tie ne pa that place near promising land. Enti say NDC betimi defeat MPP over the western region so munya the front liners no. Now me cast my minds back on 2012 where Atamis Borem no e kosi say timuntie ne pa 2012 and make it a boy my NDC and making more impact when it comes to the central region, the western region. It's now John Dramani Mahama ne strategy wa pursue ya I see didn't get ya abana ye adwuma bi ni ato forcing the constituency which is adwuma enyinam esiam ato forcing what na kunya so for since 2009 the etienne say SSA omutimi di obi ofri central region eba be hold major positions. Now enunti ena John Mahama motena say John Mahama cannot say wonim de ekoso. We are making it clear say now after that no more evident me be show letter be akere say John Mahama mo aware John Mahama yawe as the leader or the obi aware the darling boy of the NDC now we are aware e wo de ekoso no hwade John Dramani Mahama nim say so we nya to forcing e replace Haruna any problem even though there's going to be a backlash, but the fact is along the day 2024 will be easy for him because when it comes to say Ghana for air trusted John Dramani Mahama no I think say 40%. So 80 for now no so to me do bit start to forcing every central regional or be capture the minds of the central region voters. TNA pa wait with defeated the MPP. Now to forcing one of the major factors so parliament here or to me give you constructive criticisms against the MPP or the current government. When it comes to financial world, financial analysis of financial policies, or criticize the government, or give them constructively because don't forget, Wababe the deputy finance minister. Now, at force a problem here, maybe I can't stay here. Interesting, and the camp of Ofusuampofo will also rise and against at forcing. Okay, uti analysis here at forcing. Obia se say won msikasemu obetimi amache of Riata with the current finance minister boot for boot. Secondly, so omo de neba all the youth who are for claim say omo suffer Ghana without with unemployed no at force we can bring them on board from the central region and they can march the MPP boot for boot. I was here TNA and never fact to be the man neba twemi yanto so mfi at forcing. So the strategy of the NDC for 2024 they say as a so for Kwabia so MPP they can weaken them in western central region. That was the reason why I suspect I also make me pronounce say the NDC strategy or strategical policy and it said we should go to the parliament, make sure we do a reshuffle, then you reduce the northern perceived leadership so that you mingle with other regions. And it will give you a credit to give an advantage to the NDC and John Dramani Mahama as a candidate because we're a choice, we're a darling boy for the NDC now because compete for competing John Dramani Mahama no 30 to 70. That's a fact. Now, Yanshadi, what you to start to force and so on. Secondly, Miss youth. Thirdly, or central region and the 2024 battle no grounds is going to base on the western and the central region. It is a saving Katiani John Dramani Mahama person capture power 2024 and that's what capture more vote from the youth of Ghana today. The next thing they say they should make sure say they draw this and go into the argument. As I saw me involved with the youth in their daily politics. TNA, I have interest in Ghanaian youth. That is why I made this analysis. Now, Atuforsen, when it comes to parliamentary affairs, were you active, were you proactive, were you energetic, were you youth, Neniatin, or could experience, or Tigana politics when it comes to financial sector. Eti, Sani Pawi, Saudi never be facing MPP. Now, say MPP, Ecophobia, at number be facing one. Omonim say Ophoria tan and this valve or make sure say or dirty or not to get him. They put him into the cutters. Eti with all everything Atuforsen can battle Ophoriata when it comes to financial knowledge and also financial analysis. Omonim pa and this in him say Atuforsen can match Ophoriata. Atuforsen can match Boache Jakon. Atuforsen can match anybody in the MPP when it comes to finances. Okay. See, I decided to be replacing Haruna. Haruna was a lawyer. That's it. Haruna, after all this parliamentary leadership, any sector be able to battle the MPP when it comes to critical analysis. Although we are good, I want the dissemination in analysis on the output in the political advantages and we good. But strategically, I want to see seven policies on Haruna enko match any MPP member bia eti any sadia yanko fa to force ya o free central region na yanfa me replace Haruna o free northern region now no currently no NDC party no lead more of the northness eti anye see be winning Ghana policy strategically no ni I cool cooling it down eti yanko for be free central region e fa no ma mewrem enti hwade say yenya one factor, one character be free central regional. For now, we can use that as a political tool to manipulate central region for. We can use that as a tool to battle the MPP when it comes to central regional elections. Eti Atuforsen a better candidate. The constituency and the central region as a whole. That was the reason why the NDC took this decision. Now, anybody be bring the other side no entiasi ebi ni say asonwase for adwa life for Muntaka na me ba Muntaka so yanko Muntaka when replace Muntaka Kwame Abuja ofri hefa where the MP for Adakulu constituency e we voter region now yen hwa the NDC mother womb NDC votes in a voter region. And the leadership of the NDC now, no, Votarians does not dominate. This is a strategy. The Votarians in the NDC today, no, won't dominate your party. It is John Dramani Mahamani said, analytically, strategically, woman said, no, we need to bring somebody away you to obey me and draw the attention of the youth, obey me pull the masses in the voter region, as long as the youth near concern. Now, youth near cry for development, unemployment, hardness, economic hardship, and any they can bring them on board and then they can use them as into their own advantage. Your friend what is here because I am more concerned of Ghanaian youth. Said the politicians and strategically when we draw about more conversation, I don't they no more play your minds and don't tell me as analysis naturally. Me are me so casmacho. Shadie Kwame Abuja, what do you see energetic? We are loud. Just say we a fantastic politician and this if when it comes to Ujano media more or destroy so when this MPP for now will destroy woman. It is Sani Pawino, no self voter region. Near Precia capture votarians, the youth no. And no. Now when you the political market 2024 political market now, every candidate echo selling the candidate, every political party echo selling the candidate now. Political market now is more dominated of the youth. Ghana politics now are dominated by the youth, the young ones, starting from 0 up to 30, 35 to 40 years. Women are dominating Ghana now. It is a political market dominated here. We should bring candidates here. One may opponent, one may tool to battle and bring in this youth. And when Oko voter regional, Kwame Abuja, and they will replace Muntakano. I'm telling you today, so we are strong. Now, once I'm free enough of the voter, it is a capture votarians and young ones in India. We need to take Muntaka out. Muntaka has been there for a while, and secondly, of enough, where I perceive not now, it's yen content. Now, say ye yinwa, and yes, a party in Muntaka, But strategic for John Mahama to get the vote, we need to sacrifice somebody in politics. The reason so, share the page. Now follow us, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe Mamiwati. And we need to sacrifice Obi so that we can get something. That's politics. And a part of the game. So John Dramani Mama trust no who is up, so we need the youth of voter region. Yeah, we need to bring somebody on board into our leadership as a credit, as an advantage for NDC 2024 elections. Now, Yanko, one of the battlegrounds, Western region. When they replace obey the deputy minority leader, Kofi Amabua, Amabua, TDA, where ex energy minister since 2013. 80 where Wolfenhefa, where MP, Ewahefa, Elembele, TDA pa, or the betu Kwame Nkrumah Samia, Ifrihon, Elembele, Western region. And say I didn't be the face of as a leader on the face here. Technically, we are representing the whole region. And it's a bit drive the masses, the youth. Say now NDC they have somebody to represent them. And Kofi Amabua as deputy minority leader a credit for the NDC for 2024. Let's not forget that. And the MPP has a lot to battle. The MPP has a lot to battle. And Kofi Amabua, the energy minister. When you say Sandy Power is repeating one, it's going to be a credit for the NDC. Now, Makato that say 2024 elections in the battle between the Western, the Central, and the Ashanti region. But Ashanti region more of the MPP. It's baby open grounds for them to battle between the MPP and NDC is the Central region and the Western region. So if the NDC want to take advantage, want to overturn any resource, they need to bring some people there. Some people must represent them in their leadership. It is strategically John Mahama is very strategic when it comes to these things. Adio Maya is one trust and tears or because I would emotions one tears here. John Mahama with all possible means of pursuing winning 2024. Kofi Amabua represented the Western region in the leadership of the NDC. Ato Forsen, Deputy ex-finance minister, representing the NDC in the Central region as a minority leader. And look at this. And Kwame Adapulu as a chief whip from the voter region. And almost all cases. They are very strategic. Because in the party, now, Joseph Yami as a regional organizer come from the Ashanti region. They are very strategic. NDC is playing a game where it will shock Ghanaians. And the MPP, it will shock you 2024. Some people meaning they know what time it is, and politicians have their own way. But we as a political students, we as a election watchers, we are watching this and we pay attention to this. So this battle, and I say furious echoes where the MPP NDC party that's a because the MPP NDC following him said they want to capture power 2024. Now, Yamra, the camp of Ato Forsen, there's a question mark on Ato Forsen now. I think say for now, Obi or steady politics biano will know say the camp of Swamp of Walusun in seat as chairman of the NDC will come out and they will attack Ato Forsen in all corners. TDA. When you say MPP for strategy, be what say when you have case here, not say for politics one. I'm betting me to tell a da opesa policy be another BB Bible until they can take you to court, and that's a fact. That's a simple thing. I'm credit to the MPP. Now, during the NDC campaign, I see a defeated chairman of Oswampofu. One of the major tools we use to tear Oswampofu say, Oswampofu has been into court for 77 times, and this guy Oswampofu ever cases in court. It is NDC for Obi Amana chairman of the party anymore, and you will be on the cases not so court. Emma NDC, John, I see him get yet to me use this agenda, this analysis, it me the defeatee of Oswampofu because of court case. Now, on the case of Ato Forsen, Ghana for Munti Yepa, share the page. like the page, follow us. The reason show. I'm giving you the reason why John Dramani Mahama is behind of the Ekosono. Me expose on a big time. Now, CNDC, ever say, on person catch us say, over some of no cases were caught one. Now, I'm going to forcing. Or a case I perceive as a criminal case. Now, my inform committee. When him say at forcing, a case if you are caught to us, say no. Ghana phone him say, or court, a money bill of almost 3 billion, 3 million Ghana city. Nina say, no, koye ke near Minister of Health. Ambulance case if you are as a deputy finance minister, no, yes, or procurement, no, yeah, you know. Or Ghana causing financial loss to the state of 2.3 million euros. Now, at forcing, our criminal charges were caught. Or court. Dear yet, you know. If it is true, Mummy. It is out of forcing. Our case will court. Now, somebody has out of force by a minority leader. Not a do any policy. Not the MPP. A fan who say obey a threat as a leader on the for the opposition. Dear no me. Some catch us say MPP or more hallmark back on say they can monitor you, they can pay attention to you. A day you hear critical and you can go to court. You can go to court. For example, Oko Asin North. There's an MP. You hear no parliament. They didn't end this MP before the year. They throw him to court. And this man, Udiana Kote, I don't the day. And before they got their way out when it comes to any decision. I won't pass on parliament. Now, as a political student, and I say as a broadcaster, me study game no. Me person me where say out of forcing one other way will be an advantage to the NDC, and other way will be a disadvantage to the NDC. I'm saying be a man you know question because our case, our court, the case in the crowd here, a perceived criminal case causing financial loss to the state, a criminal case because Sikanmo 2.3 million euros. And yes, what bomb my necker. And the case we work court. It is a Opobi, Nasa Opa say we for assembly banner critical. Now, pursue one as a minority leader. No one battled the MPP and answer the majority now. They can put you into court because it's part of political games. On 2024 bid in the year, John Dramani Mahama a strategized BBR and what potentially and what pursue as a chairman. Go ahead. What you say? Ghana for Muntieni a politics. But the reason why we interest, I mean, yes, analysis when you say they want to draw the youth of today in the body politics of Ghana. And at the end of the day, no, almost sacrificing youth for nothing. Now, politicians be arguing in interest first. So you soon and come be and fun. But the only thing is women in your power. It is 2024 election is based on the youth. Makato said the political market of 2024 will decide by the youth. It is this version here a patch the young ones on in their political leadership no. O ma shall see patch so it is your central region yet will be a minority leader which is at 2%. Oko not voter region Kwame Adakulu Kwame Abuja Adakulu which name Emma Votarians. Now, the next option is the vice president, and it will shock you. I'll make reviews as secret na moment. Stay tuned here. You're from what this year. Eti, analysts are major in and one who say, John Dramani Mahama, when you're behind of this, and only the reason why or supporters our National Executive Council move no by making on. Only because the reason they say now is the battle is between all the old fashion and the new fashion. And when we say 2024 election is more on the new fashion, the young ones, they know this case. So, it's Ghana for the Atiani say, me person will pay attention. Now, also we need to politics on now Ghana policies and programs now politicians they control. No, person will follow. This is the line, the train, and we will take it from here. And we are keeping an close eye on them, and we will make sure so we are not going to sleep. We will monitor them, whether the NDC or the MPP and 2024 will decide by the youth, by their own mindset or by their brain. I don't want you say they will use you for their own political gains. I will never allow for you to be down when it comes to political affairs. When it comes to development, when it comes to political tricks, the propaganda, I'll make sure that we will expose them. So, me expose the NDC secret about this reshuffle. Say, a youth, you are the target. The youth are the target today, and NDC want to take advantage of the youth. So, they can win 2024 election, and John Dramani Mahama is behind of this as a flag bearer or as a darling boy of the NDC. So, me person will pay attention. Now, we monitor the ECOSO. Central region and then Western region will be a battleground for the election 2024 because a whole promising land. You're from what this year. Stay tuned here and then share the page, like my page. The reason show, I am giving you the reason why I know what time it is. Maybe voice be a moti. Sam George, make it claim you are saying, we furious, ni buofu. Maybe voice be able to share the Asama Sam George can say.
He needs not come back to Parliament for vetting again because he's been vetted once. Now, that is the logic being espoused by Adabraka on the need for engagements with the parliamentary caucus at the beginning of a parliament.
Who's Adabraka?
The national headquarters.
Oh, okay.
Yes. At the beginning of the session, where on the 4th of January 2021, I remember very well, 4th January 2021, we met in the DF Annan Hall in Parliament with the then leadership of the party. And there were conversations about who would lead the caucus. Adabraka again at that time came with a list of names and engaged the MPs who were going to be led by those people. When they came with those names, there were counter names from within the caucus. Now what happens is, with that engagement, the people who had counter nominations stood up and were heard. They gave the reasons why they thought changes should happen. There was a discussion amongst us as MPs with our national executive. Everybody had their say and consensus was built. And then we all rallied around to give legitimacy to who became our leaders going into the 9th of the 6th and 7th, 2021, where we elected Speaker Bagben. It's not as though Haruna, Aveji, Muntaka, Ahmed, and Doyo were just automatically imposed on us. No, there was engagement. And it's not as though everybody in the caucus wanted them to lead us in January 2021. There were counter nominations. But nobody questioned the legitimacy of the Haruna-led group in this 8th parliament because everybody who had an opposing view was heard. And that person knows I was heard, but my position did not hold sway. And so you could not question their legitimacy. Now, when you do what you have done as Adabraka, without engaging the caucus, even if you won't engage the whole caucus, there are leadership. We have what we call extended leadership. There are regional leaderships. The problem I see MPs having, Randy, is not about the change. The problem in the caucus is not about the change. The problem in the caucus is not about capacity of the change, the people who are being changed. The problem of the caucus is the lack of engagement. The fact that as members of parliament, we heard about a change in our leadership on radio. And many of us had eggs in our faces because we said it is fake. Until Adabraka came out and said, yes, we did, we wrote that letter. Randy, even senior high school, the headmaster doesn't sit in his office and just appoint who becomes head boy. Right now, they do manifesto. They do voting. And I remember very well in that meeting of the 4th of January, this issue came up about how our leadership in parliament is being selected or elected. And we looked at best practices across the world. Caucuses actually elect their leaders. And so we decided as a caucus to go ahead and put together a draft that will then codify on paper, in black and white, what the processes for the selection of leaders of our caucus should be. Unfortunately, we haven't worked on it or carried it through and couldn't get it ratified at the last Congress. And so today, it is left to convention. Because Randy, those who say that there is nowhere in our constitution where it says MPs must be consulted, there is nowhere in our constitution too where it says that a national executive should elect leadership for parliament. So the election of leadership...
But that has been a convention.